Dangerfield.
How do you do?
You're coming down to Dallas. I think it's around September the 9th.
September 9th, I believe. I'll be working in Dallas, yeah.
And this is going to be a swing all around the country, or what?
No, I don't. That's too much work, you know. I mean, I don't. Traveling can knock you out. I'm just doing the Dallas and one other date in San Antonio on Saturday in Dallas, be September 9th and 10th, you know.
Yes. But we're really here to talk about your movie, Easy Money. And I don't know that there is any such thing as easy money. And after seeing your film, I'm darn sure there isn't any easy money.
It should have been called Tough Buck. It's tough making a movie, I'll tell you that. It's a lot of work, tedious, repeat the same thing over and over again. And I'm used to doing stand-up live and having romance with the audience. And this is something that's completely different, you know. And it's much harder than doing stand-up, which I'm used to.
As far as the film is concerned, this man you play, he is a fellow who has, in order to get a lot of loot, he has to, for 1 year, to agree not to smoke and not to drink and not to, you know, do anything, lose weight and all
Right.
this. How close is that guy or his lifestyle to your own lifestyle?
Very close. I'm constantly fighting self-abuse. Drink less, eat less, smoke less, and that's how the movie actually got off the ground, trying to find a story. And I thought, well, your own story. Try to stop all this stuff. And I guess most people can identify with it because we're all trying to learn moderation and whatever our habits are, you know. And that's how that came about. So there's part of me in him, too, trying to stop all these things.
But you're still smoking, I see.
I'm afraid so. It's I stop, but I know I really hate myself for my lack of willpower. And what am I going to do?
Guy has to have a few vices.
I guess so.
Your real name is not Rodney Dangerfield.
No. I was born Jacob Cohen, C-O-H-E-N, 61 years ago in Babylon, Long Island. I went through school in the name of Jack Cohen. And when I was 19, I changed my name legally to Jack Roy, R-O-Y. My father used that in vaudeville. And Rodney Dangerfield is a trade name, which I picked up about 20 years ago. I didn't want to put my name in the paper when I came back in show business, and I told the owner of the place put any other name in, so he put in Rodney Dangerfield. Now, I was going through a very depressed time at the time. I was about 40, and life was caving in, so I went crazy. You know, so I'll become Rodney Dangerfield. A friend of mine said, take the name. I said, I don't know, it's weird, Rodney. But I took it, and that's how I became Rodney Dangerfield.
And I've had so many people ask me about that because they say, he doesn't look like a Rodney.
I know. You picture some English magician of some kind or something like that. But that's what I am. What's in a name? Some guy once said that, didn't he? What's in a name? I think some guy in a candy store or something.
Then your trademark, the no respect, Rodney. How did that originate?
Well, I came back in show business in the early 40s, and I started doing a character where nothing goes right, you know, and I wasn't saying no respect then. I was just saying nothing goes right. I can't take it no more, and life is caving in, and everything was wrong. And then I wrote a joke. I don't get no respect. I said, for joke was I played hide and seek. They wouldn't even look for me. And when you write a joke, you have to write an intro to it of some kind. And so I wrote an intro of I don't get no respect, and I wrote that, and it fit that joke. And then I did the joke, and then people seemed to identify with it. And they said, me too, no respect. And so then I started using that as a handle and everything. I don't get no respect, and then everyone seemed to identify it. I guess nobody gets respect in life. There's always something goes wrong. You feel you're mistreated during the day, or some guy cut you off in traffic, some boss picked on you. You feel I'm got treated right, and that's the whole idea of it all. Everyone can identify with it, I guess.
But now it has become such a part of our lexicon. Even the president.
That's a big word for me. I never went to college, you know, lexicon.
Okay. But even the president has been known to use that to make a point.
He mentioned, he said one time in one of his speeches half a year ago, he said, I introduced a bill to Congress, and like Rodney Dangerfield, it got no respect, he said, you know. I know it's used in all different forms, sports, here, thou. I read articles, the flower show got no respect, no one showed up, or something like that, but it seems to apply to many areas.
But don't you love that?
It's nice, of course. I guess at my age, I'm 61, I don't get too excited about everything anymore. I mean, maybe if I was younger, I'd have more enthusiasm about it. It's very nice that people do it and everything else, but it's okay. It is exciting, but I don't know, perhaps there are other things in life that excite me more.
Like what?
Well, communication, perhaps. It's very difficult to find that. Talking to a male or female. If you can find someone you can talk to and be understood, that to me is more rewarding than any material things or anything else that's going on, you know.
But your whole thing is communication, Rodney.
Well, that's in my act. And you write something, or whatever you write is communicating with the public what they'd enjoy. I'm speaking personally. If you meet someone you can talk to personally and be understood, that's a rare thing to find, really, to me.
Is it really?
I find it difficult. I'm talking about really being with someone who, like we are, being understood. You know?
I understand you perfectly, Rodney.
Okay.
I have no problems. You talk a little fast for a Southern girl, but, other than that, there's no problem. No problem. You knew and you even worked with Lenny Bruce, didn't you?
Well, we never worked together, but I knew him because I was a singing waiter when I was 19 place, and his mother was a mistress of ceremonies. And I was 19 then, and I met Lenny. He was about 17. I was a couple of years older than he, and he was in the Navy, and then he got out of the Navy, and he started going with me on my jobs. We hung out together quite a bit. I knew him very well. We never worked together because we were both doing singles, but I knew Lenny quite well.
What was he like when you knew him?
Lenny was a very giving person. He was a very nice person. He was not understood by all, perhaps. When he started doing his wild things and he shocked America with what he would talk, his language, and perhaps he was ahead of his time. That was 20 years ago, whatever it was, and today they're saying the same things, even worse, and now it's all accepted.
Would he shock you even?
Nothing has shocked me. No, he wouldn't shock me.
But did you recognize the fact that he was extremely avant-garde? There I go with those big words again. Extremely unusual.
He was. Well, Lenny, you see, I have a very dear friend of mine named Joe Ansis, who is still a very dear friend of mine, and Lenny idolized Joe. And Lenny's way of working, his rhythms and the way he would do things, man, that was all Joe. And he knows that. But Lenny put his own material to that style, And I would say that Lenny was great, but Joe was an influence on Lenny Bruce in his way of talking and delivering it. Man, let me tell you what's that, the whole thing and that kind of thing,
Did he influence you at all in your work?
No, I'm completely different than he is. I mean, I don't think I had people I enjoy very much and thought were great, all the greats like Groucho Marx, Jack Benny, W.C. Fields, Laurel Hardy, but no one influenced me, I guess. I think I'm doing my own thing, what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, I have enjoyed very much having a chance to meet you and talk with you, Rodney. And we look forward to having you in Dallas.
Well, thanks so much. Please drop by and see the show there, okay? On me. And it's nice being a Southern girl I can communicate with. Huh?
Thank you, Rodney.
Thank you so much.
Good.
Okay. Now we'll have questions.
All right.
Bobbie, we'll move the chair just stand by for a second. You can- Speak. Not yet, Bobbie. A little further back. Yes, please.
Just pause 1 second.
Speak. Okay, Bobbie.
And sound, please. How close is this guy in Easy Money to your own lifestyle? Are you at all like the guy in Easy Money? But I see you still smoke. Your real name is not Rodney Dangerfield. How did Rodney Dangerfield then come about? When did no respect start for you? Now, no respect is part of the lexicon. Even the president is using no respect, isn't he? You like that, don't you? You knew Lenny Bruce, right? What was Lenny Bruce like when you first knew him? Did Lenny Bruce influence your work at all? I believe that'll get it. I think that'll do it.
Okay.